Hello my fellow viewers, my name is Ren The Multiviewer, and this is the artifact collecting video for the second region of the main game of Shadows of Mordor. So just like in the first video, I'll be collecting the artifacts in this region. I'll be pointing them out where they are on the map, and then I'll show a small clip of where to find them actually in that area. And I'll also read out the text description, find the memory fragment on the actual item, and let the audio play out. So, enjoy! Ritual Cup. A relic of the free men of Narn. This cup will be used in many rituals, including consultation ceremonies and matrimonies. Traditionally, the cup will be filled with bitter waters from the seas of Nuam, waters which would then be poured on an item or person as a blessing, or on the grounds to give thanks. With Queen Marwen's mysterious marise, the cup has been used in increasingly more bizarre and disturbing rites.
By the white waters of the river Unween, by the colours so many they burn bright, may none now look to Marwen, to my gift of second sight. May the elements of earth, fire, air form gateway to worlds unseen. Spirits of Valinor, hear my prayer, and grant great power new to the shore's queen.
These tribesmen are desperate. They will do anything to resist the Uruks.
I fear Lithariel will never surrender. Her honor will doom them all.
So many bloody skinks sticking up Fort Wall.
Borams Ring? This ring was given to the unhappy bandit Boram by his beloved wife as a symbol of their undying love. It was violently pulled from Boram's hand along with his index finger after his capture by the Dark Lord Sauron's minions. Sauron would use this ring to torment Boram into betraying his comrades.
Who's this now? Some unhappy bandit named Forloon or Gorfab or something. He was screaming for his wife. The boys laid into him a bit. More than a bit. He dead? Nah. The boys know the big man powerful living and wants a word. His sack of dong might know where his thief pals are hiding. Strip him down. Take the ring too and give it to the boss. He likes that stuff when he wakes up.
Is there nothing these Uruk will not desecrate?
For them, beauty exists only to be destroyed.
Broke loose and now someone's gotta go.
Scrimshaw. Mamruk Tusk. This carved tusk commemorates the conclusion of an epic hunt Here we see two dwarves. The first is wielding a mighty axe and striking a deadly blow against the giant Mumak. The other, who appears to be his twin, flees from the beast in a panic. The quality of the workmanship indicates that the artist was a master craftsman under the influence of a strong ale.
Finished. A true masterwork. What a fine carving. The front, I etched us killing this here Mumak. And the back, our next prize, the mighty Graug. A beast like that is a hunter's legacy.
Show me the carving.
Isn't it magnificent? Such detail. Look at me striking the mighty beast. Blood everywhere.
And why am I etched running away from the Mumak in terror?
Artistic license, Brother Torvin. If you want to be the hero, I suggest next time you make the carving.
Get back!
This Torvin does not seem to know his limitations.
He is not one to wait for his fate to come to him. He rushes to meet it.
The ranger riding a Caragor, so it can't be that hard to do. They probably become more obedient if you treat them bad. One minute I was minding my own business, and then I was on the ground looking up at the ledge I fell from. Didn't hurt much though. I'm tough.
Gondorian Coin. Merchants across Middle-earth know if it's Gondorian, it's good. And they freely accept these silver pieces, known as Castar, as currency, trading them across the civilized realms and with almost all the races of Middle-earth. This particular coin likely made its way into Mordor through the realm's primary trading route, the Sea of Nuan.
It's good. A coin of the realm.
Sure, but it's the coin of Gondor's realm.
If you don't want it.
I didn't say that, Cap. But how about a few less of these and a little more of that elvish cloth you brought over from Eregion?
I think we can do that.
Wealth will not save Gondor. Uruk do not care for trinkets.
Sauron will use gold to buy allies among the kingdoms of men.
I bet it's all part of it.
Broken Staff. Some great force rendered this wizard staff asunder. Fashioned from a sapling, this ground staff served as a walking stick, magical rod, and weapon for a wandering wizard. What became of its owner and how it was broken is a mystery.
Funny thing that. They told us their names plenty of times, but we all forgot. To a man, we forgot. It was like they didn't want us remembering. After a while, they were just the two Istari, and sometimes the big one and the little one. Can't say how I can't remember. I remember the bigger one telling us stories of a goblin city, of a man who could turn himself into a bear, of the time when, well, I guess it didn't matter too much to him that some of his stories needed some cleaning up, or would scare a dead man out of his grave. When the bigger one left, he took his cane, but he left a walking stick behind, with all these little notches cut into it. He was keeping track of something for sure.
These wizards, the Istari, what do you know of them? Is their power greater than yours?
I have not yet been tested against them. Saruman the White is the leader of the White Council. His knowledge of the rings of power is deep.
After a battle, I need food and grog. They step on nothing but a lot of noise.
Wheatstone. Amongst the millions of volcanic rocks to be found within the mountainous borders of Mordor, this stone is unique. It is a dwarven wheatstone used to sharpen axes, knives, and swords to a keen edge that will cut through even the toughest of orc armor or the stony skin of a troll. It's the keen edge what cuts the mountain, as the saying goes. Whoever the stone's user was, he was most thorough with his efforts.
Keep sharpening. You've got to hone your axe until its edge can split one of your beard hairs in two.
Oh, it's sharp enough to kill a growl. Now pass me the pipe.
Sharp enough ain't what the hunt's about, little brother. You've got to learn to respect the hunt. A keen blade for a clean kill. Without respect for the beast, we're no better than the orcs. Now, let's give her a taste.
For Durian, give a dwarf fair warning when you yank hairs from his beard.
Look at this, Torvin. Split the hair in two. There's hope for you yet.
That dwarf knows no fear. I don't know if he's brave or stupid, or both.
He has no fear of death, but there are many worse things than death waiting in Mordor.
Cook's Knife. This Sigil Knife has seen much use. Originally, it serves an important ceremonial function in preparing ritual feasts. However, since the invasion of Nun by the Urks, every blade that can be turned into a weapon has been used by the tribesmen in their resistance. The owner of this knife held it defiantly until the end.
Here, take this. I want someone watching over Queen Marwen at all times. I'm afraid she may do harm to herself. Now go. Mother, what is happening to you? Is this gift worth the price you are paying?
The end of darkness is worth whatever price. Such is the spirit of Nun and Netharia.
Nurna needs you, Mother. These visions do not bring us enough benefit to befit your loss.
But they do, my child. I have seen a vision of the Ringmaker, Celebrimboy himself. It is through him alone that Nuanan may be saved.
This land is rich and green, but there is a sickness on it.
These waters are bitter, and the creatures within them foul, but they will feed Sauron's war machine.
Apothecary Jar. This jar once held the elixir which sustains and corrupts the Queen of the Shore. When Marwen awoke screaming from nightmares, showing her the Tower of Sauron approaching noon, she sought wisdom. She traveled to the Grey Mountains seeking answers. When she returned, she brought the elixir with her, and under its influence she spent many hours staring into the sacred flame. In it, she heard a calming voice and found hope for her people, if not for herself.
The north collapses upon us. The Tower of Nightmare builds in Nornen. The Nameless One returns.
Mother, take this.
Thank you, my child.
These visions corrode you, and what medicine we still have is fast done away.
My visions are the hope of Nornen. If I must sacrifice myself for my people, so be it.
What happened in the Grey Mountains, Mother?
What happened, Lethariel? I left with the strength we need.
Information can be dangerous.
The difference between poison and medicine is often in the dose.
Thank you.
Coded Journal Entry 3. This parchment contains a note, but its author and intended recipient remains ultimately unrevealed. Is this dispatch of some kind? A recount of great deeds, poetry? The note is coded and its message remains indecipherable.
The damn flies seem to be following me. I can't hardly go nowhere without them buzzing around. I was going to scout Towerbond, the slave city. The Orcs got a prison there, and enough people in chains to run the mines and the mills and make the city go. But there it was. One stinking fly. I could hear it buzzing, but couldn't see it or squash it. Thing was following me, I swear. I was out on a skip, middle of the Sea of Nurn, and the fly was coming along for a ride. Like it knew. Following me like all the time. I can't get the buzzing and humming to stop. It don't matter whether I'm sleeping or eating or squatting. I can hear them. They're in my damn head. Make them stop!
The war that is coming will engulf all of Middle-earth.
Many powers are moving their pieces into place.
Crushed spider egg. This Ugul egg has clearly been kept as a memento, but for what reason? Does it represent yet another casualty in the bludgeoning war of Mordor? Mordor, the one being fought between the forces of Sauron and the children of Queen Shelob, or is it just a remnant of some Uruk supper?
Spider Queen Shelob, the last generosity, we have fed you as we would a pet, allowed you to run unfettered. This ends now. Our union, as it was, has ended. Our will is irresistible. We have spoken.
Every creature here seems to live to slaughter every other.
And every one of them will learn to fear us above all.
Ornate Chanyeol. This piece may have been commissioned by men and crafted by dwarves. It is known the races trade freely between each other and in return with the elves. Many fine wares would find their way into Mordor via trade facilitated by the Sea of Noon. Such trade routes have closed, possibly with finality with the return of the orcs.
Dear, the dwarves made this.
You've been drinking. You smell like a mule who's gotten into the rock gut.
It's a fine anniversary present. And look at the craftsmanship.
Our anniversary was last week.
It was brought in from the sea.
You mean you won this at the tavern? My husband. Get in the house.
The rivers of this sea reach beyond the Efelduoth. If the tribesmen can escape, they could travel north to Minas Ithil.
The Tower of the Moon.
Medallion Half 1. The Two Trees of Valinor. Across Mordor, the two trees of Valinor are recognized as a symbol of light of creation and of the ancient bonds between elves and men. This medallion half, crafted by elves, commemorates the original two trees of legend whose scions now survive only in the White Tree of Gondor.
Still, I'm afraid to say it's going to... It's going to hurt. I've done all I can. We've called for one of your people, but I don't... In the meantime, why don't you tell me about that? The medallion you're holding.
You just want to distract me. Very well. These are the two trees of Valinor. A symbol of the endless cycle. Life, death, and rebirth. Come closer, and I will tell you their tale. We must... I feel we must distract ourselves from the grim happenings of this day.
There will be no medals for us, Celebrimbor. No honor or glory.
Let those who come after take the glory. We must keep hope alive long enough for them to have that chance.
Medallion Half 2, The Two Trees of Valinor. The elves of Etrogard crafted the wonderful medallion tokens they carried into battle for inspiration and to remind themselves of their history. This particular artifact represented the fabled Two Trees of Valinor, appears to have been split by a particularly wicked blade wielded by a powerful foe. Its missing half may have been carried off to distant lands.
I'm sorry. His wound was too great. I had thought...
You stayed with him. It is enough.
Here. He probably wants you to have it. It's broken, but...
No, human. You keep it. These are ancient things, those trees. We watch them wither and die with the cold, but always they return. We see strength in their roots, and hope as they stretch into the light. Let this token remind you of the elf you tried to save, of the bond between your people and mine.
We are not the first alliance of men and elves to challenge Sauron within Mordor.
No, but we shall be the last. In victory or defeat, my people will diminish.
These cannibals are all riled up again. Seems that Dwarf and the Grey Walker are out there making trouble.
Weathered azurite figures the Two Istari. This cruelly carved figurine depicts the two enigmatic wizards who came to Mordor hunting in great evil. Although the pair likely never escaped the curse of Realm, their exploits were well detailed and have inspired the creation of magical cults throughout Middle-earth.
See, there were two of them, and they both came in from the road with a hard look in their eyes, as if they traveled too far and seen too much. They were wizards, true, both of them caked in dust. And when one would talk, he'd stop to think, and there'd be the other to finish right up. Like they had one brain and two mouths. It was creepy for sure, but neither seemed to notice. I heard them say they were hunting in the darkness. Damned if I know if they found it. But I guess those fellows can find trouble when they're looking for it.
I laughed at Deerheil when he talked of wizards, necromancers, and magic. I told him to stop being a child.
As children, you are closest to the Eldar. When grown, you have no understanding of immortality.
I don't know what them strange towers are, but they did a right...
Orcish dagger. Dagger may be a generous application of the word. This is a crude shank, and it will never be used for anything but skullduggery. Orcs generally carry blades of this ilk when engaging in their misdeeds, and the blades are often coated with crude poisons to ensure a victim's painful death. Orcs will often carry many daggers like this one into combat, but only employ them as a last resort.
Gilead. They're burning the bodies there.
It's that bad.
It's worse. We've abandoned Duathang, either to the orcs or the outcasts. I can't imagine which is worse. We're thin on the ground here.
2 regiments worth called back home. Maybe a dozen more down with the sweats.
Maybe even more than that. I don't think we can hide it anymore, no matter how they change up the patrols. The orcs may have already smelt it out too. They're getting uppity in Mordor. Here, look at this.
That's quite a blade. Where'd you get it?
Off an orc scout. I expect he won't need it anymore. You keep it.
That is the spirit of Mordor. The knife in the back. They do our work for us.
They are united in their hatred of man, and dominated by the will of their master.
Before I choke him out with my
frowning skull. For 1,000 years, this skull has been a sacred relic of the most feared orc assassin cult within Mordor, the Death's Head. Death's Head. They hold it as a symbol of their glorious future free of the scourge of man.
Please, my wife.
Yes, the Uruk have told me you to go on about her. Tell us what we need to know. Where are the bandits? Where are your friends?
I need to see her. I need...
Yes, your wife. Again. It has been a long time. And while the physical pain of your torture will pass, you will always hurt inside. The loss is like a gaping wound. You have suffered quite enough torment, and it is time for your misery to end. Your wife is waiting.
Damn you. They're in the woods. The hidden woods.
Take him away.
But you said...
Yes, our promise. You will be reunited with your wife, now long dead. Know you have betrayed your friends and doomed yourself over a distant memory, a phantom. And when you are reunited with your wife, know that we will also carry your skull as a trifle, and a reminder that our will is irresistible. Now go. Your wife awaits.
There are stories and fates more bitter than ours within Mordor.
Those who gave in to despair, who abandoned all hope of redemption. That is not our fate.
Pipeweed Pouch. The pleasant smell of pipeweed emanates from this oversized pouch. The owner of this pouch harvested both the leaves and the flowers of the pipeweed plant in equal measure. The leaves are commonly dried and smoked in pipes, and the flower is chewed to create a potent neurotic. As for the pouch itself, it appears to have come from the poison sacs of an ungul.
Careful with the pouch, Donovan. It almost went in the fire.
Wow, that old thing. Time to get rid of that rag. It barely keeps the pipeweed dry.
It is a rag, brother. And I'll keep this souvenir from our first hunt till it turns to dust. Remember us tracking that great spider through Mirkwood nearly 60 years ago? Then drawing her out using live bait?
Yes, but why do I always have to be the bait?
You have a quality. You make things want to kill you. It's a gift, really. But Torvin, this was your first kill. Ours together is what made you a hunter. And I'll treasure it always, brother.
I caught Deerhire puffing on that pipeweed once. He raided the garrison pantry and consumed a week's worth of field rations.
Human minds and appetites are a mystery to my people.
Torn Banner. Ungul has set upon and partially consumed this crimson banner representing the Dark Lord Sauron. This is not merely a symbolic act. The oversized children of Shelob are organizing against the Uruks, forming and raiding parties to bring down what they consider to be invaders into their lands. Whatever truce may have existed between the factions has now ended.
They got the whole raiding party and ate the flag. See the webs? It's spiders. Filthy creatures. Likely coming up from the valley down south. We should clear it out. You should shut your big yap. Don't nobody come back from that place. Wonder if they're working for Sheila. Sardon used to feed her, and I guess she don't remember whose pet she is. It might be time for a reminder.
These spiders are crawling out of the walls. They have an evil look.
The children of Ungoliant. They devour light in their endless hunger.
Bet a slave to a carnivore, and a slaver got mad. Why? Suppose it's a...
Lockbox key. This key was crafted long ago by the locksmiths of Khazad-dûm. It is able to open a wide array of locks. It will be of great value to a burglar or a spy.
The orcs are making things mighty difficult. This might be my last one in a long while. My wife and I, we need to be elsewhere. The lockbox. Open it. Now. Why? These are hard times. And I need to know you can pay. Up front. Well now, that's hardly enough for both. We've always... That's all I have. Please, my wife. Should have saved more. Now, room for one on the boat. You decide.
Bit of a waste.
There are still some paths open out of Mordor.
The more we can set Mordor to flame, the more people will reach freedom.
Herald's Scroll. Bad news has wings, the saying goes. So it was with the dispatches from Erebor heralding the Orcs' great defeat at the Battle of the Five Armies. This particular scroll made its way into Mordor, carried by a messenger who ill tidings were received with less than warmly by his comrades. Though the courier's identity was never revealed, he was referred to by the Orcs with great affection as Dinner.
It's never good news. Yeah, I saw to it he didn't. All right, you sticking lot. Shut your goals. Shut it! That's some terrible news here. Terrible. Once again, the filthy humans sided with the dwarves, who had help from those sanctimonious bastards, the elves, who were rescued by me. And I am not making this up. The damn giant eagles to slaughter thousands of our brethren in what we should all be calling the battle to unfairly gang up on the orcs. Our lands get invaded, our chieftains killed, and our people murdered. Where does it end? I tell you it ends here, and it ends right now. They can't stop the march of progress. They can't stop us! Give me a chance to hop on a...
These Uruk live for battle.
And we shall not disappoint them.
Starchart. carved from the bone from an unknown animal of immense size. This map of the heavens was no doubt used by a lore master of some skill. Only a few select individuals would have been able to use this chart to track the course of the stars in the sky, using the complex and possibly arcane computations to predict the future.
By that time, we'd grown used to seeing them. But the shorter one had grown cold, distant. He could read the leaves, the lines in a man's hand, the bumps on his head. He could see, you know? And I guess it got to him. The knowing. They'd go off together, and you could tell when they met up with the orcs. The sky would darken, and there would be hail, or rain, or winds that shook the trees. And then, sure enough, everything would clear. They never spoke about any of that, although we'd always want to know. Best not, they'd say. The two left without saying a word. Only it was funny lying, because the shorter fellow left behind all his maps and the odd little board he used to see into the future. Traveling light, maybe. Or maybe... I don't know. Maybe you thought he'd have no more use for it.
Another mystery. Mordor is full of secrets.
The Order of Istari. Messengers sent to contest the will of Sauron. These two went east long ago and were never seen again.
Tough.
Coded journal entry 2. Clever, most clever. This note, written on parchment, seems to have been written with a previously heretofore undiscovered code. It appears to be neither a skip nor a substitution code. Could it be this note is insourced?
The orcs here have an ally in the stinking flies. Mordor has its share of stiffs, and I had thought the flies were just getting their fill. But they're moving and attacking like one. Like they got a brain. I've tried to avoid them. They build nests everywhere, and you can hear them buzzing all the time. The orcs here seem to worship the pests, except of course when getting stung by them, the orcs say they're spies. But who are they spying for? They aren't yours, are they?
There are other forces in Mordor besides ourselves and Sauron.
Yes, these are the spies of Curunir.
Bloodstained Buckle. Dwarven made and built to withstand great amount of punishment. This wood and steel buckler serves its user well. Many marks and scorings hint to its usefulness in combat, but the bloodstains are perhaps an indication of a grim outcome for a dwarf who carried it into battle.
Brother, where are you? Bloody crowd knocked me senseless. And, brother? By Durin's beard, no. No, this shouldn't be. This is my fault. I should have been more prepared. I should have listened to you. I should have been a better hunter. Ah! I will avenge you, brother. I will hunt this crowd in your name.
lost his brother.
Hunter and hunted. Death takes them all.
And there you have it, viewers. We have collected all the artifacts in both regions. And if we are to go to this screen here and upgrades, this is our progression. Artifacts, all 42 of them. So, if you liked watching this video and you want to see more collection stuff, just leave a comment down below and I will consider doing them. And as always, have a good one, my viewers.